want to be an engineer.
I want to be a filmmaker.
I want to become an actor.
Now I become an RN.
I'm a healthcare professional.
I want to be a successful businessman.
So hello and welcome to fYouTure here on Fullerton College Television. My name is Ryan Osborn, and today we will be having a fellow Hornet share with us as to why they chose their major and how that choice will benefit their future. Here with us is JJ Caldeira. JJ, what's your major here at Fullerton?
My major is mortuary science.
What is mortuary science?
Mortuary science is a program that's designed to help funeral arrangers and embalmers in the funeral home business learn a little bit more about the entire business as a whole, starting with anatomy, psychology, business itself, to give them a real solid foundation when going into that field.
A little bit of a step away from the norm than you hear from most college students. What drew you to that major?
I was a criminal justice major at first.
Really?
Yes, majoring in behavioral psychology specifically. I learned a lot about serial killers, why they do what they do, how their experiences affect their mindset. And after perusing those books for hours and days, I wanted to see if I could handle it in person.
So what would be your ideal job?
My ideal job, actually, I'm working as a funeral arranger currently, meeting with the families and setting up the services, certified through the company.
Okay.
But once you have an associate's degree and working in that program, you're able to get a license as a state funeral director, and you could also work towards your license as an embalmer.
So where do you see yourself going after Fullerton?
After Fullerton, getting my license, absolutely, maybe going towards the embalming side of it.
Okay.
And if I have time, trying to get a bachelor's degree in maybe business or something similar.
Are you looking to transfer out?
Transferring out possibly, but working in that field does take a lot of your time, so I'd have to see if they have classes or I can work my schedule to accommodate first.
Now, what have been some classes that you've taken here at Fullerton that have prepared you for your major?
Actually, a surprisingly diverse amount. World religions, of course, is a big factor in that. Yes, you work with a lot of families with a lot of different faiths, especially down here in California. Everyone's so diverse, you have to know a little bit about each set of beliefs and customs to honor them appropriately. Sociology, of course, is a big factor, knowing a lot about people. And actually, my film classes have helped me set up the services, such as the flowers and pictures and things, to give the stage a nice balance, so it just aesthetically is pleasing.
So, as a funeral director, you have to be that jack of all trades.
Absolutely, 100%. You have to know a little bit about everything and act like you know everything about everything.
What is everything?
The funeral business itself, families are going to ask a lot of questions because most of them have never set up a service before. They've never scheduled these services. They don't know what they're doing. So you have to be able to know a lot about the business, about what's happening to their loved one, about churches in the area. Usually, 80% of the time they're religious, but they don't go to church. They don't know a priest immediately, so you have to have those contacts in the area. You have to know about motorcycle escorts, about state laws, what they can and cannot do. There's a lot that goes into it that people don't realize.
State laws. So you have to be looking into everything, not just from the funeral aspect, but also legislator-wise.
Absolutely. There's a lot of laws and regulations in the funeral business, the Federal Trade Commission, that requires that we do certain things at certain times when setting up the funerals and performing the burials and cremations.
And is that something that you learn in one of your classes here at Fullerton?
You learn. There is a business class specifically for funeral directors, so you learn like the basics. When you get the certification, you take a course to learn the basics of funeral law. But as a state licensed funeral director, you learn it backwards and forwards. It's very much more specific.
So what's your favorite aspect of your job?
My favorite aspect of my job is developing that connection with the family. You become an extra family member for that week or 2 weeks, however long you're working with them, and
we'll just stick a bookmark in that right now, because we're going to go to a commercial break. Please stay tuned. So welcome back to Future. I'm Ryan Osborn here with JJ Caldeira, talking to him about his chosen career path here at Fullerton College and what steps he has taken along the way. So JJ, right before we were going into commercial break, you were talking about your favorite aspect of your job.
Yes, working in the funeral business, it's hard to have a favorite aspect of it, but definitely building those connections with the family, becoming like a part of their lives for a short period of time, and being able to take this tragic, traumatic experience and make it a positive one and help celebrate the life of their loved one as opposed to mourning their loss.
How do you think your time here at Fullerton will affect you going forward?
Going forward, everywhere you go, you learn a lot about people. All the different classes that you take, you learn just a little bit more to help you in your job. And my time here will also lead to an associate's degree, so that will help.
Now, earlier you talked about having to know about everything.
Yes.
The funeral process. How do you set that up?
Usually starts with a phone call. You find out that someone's passed away. You get the vital information that you need from the hospital, hospice, the family member, police officer. You make the arrangements to have someone bring that person into our care. You meet with the family. You arrange the services. If they have anything prearranged, we honor those arrangements first and foremost. We schedule everything. We find the priest, the church or venue if we need to. If we need to schedule any musicians, mariachi bands, guitar players, violinists, motorcycle escorts, order the casket, memorial folders, basically everything from beginning to end, every single detail we confirm with the family, we take care of.
So you have to be sensitive to what their needs are as well.
It's 100% their needs. Our primary goal is to take care of the one who has passed away. Their needs are first and foremost. So if they have anything that they like explicit wishes, we honor those before anything, no matter what anyone says. But then we can work into the family's wishes as well.
Do you have to know a little bit about the business aspect as well?
100%, because you work with a lot of contracts, working with large amounts of money. You have to be able to explain the business and why we charge what we do, why we can do this, why we can't do this. You have to be able to explain the business to them because it's something that people don't know anything about.
So you have to have an utmost understanding as well, because most people just have that, gloss over thing where they can explain it, but you have to understand it.
Yes, you have to be able to explain it to people of all different, education levels, intelligence levels, ages. Just because, you work with, primarily, older folks sometimes who, who understand a little bit more, but then you also have the, kids in their mid-20s and 30s who have to deal with it as well. And you have to be able to explain it to them on a different way that you might have to explain it to someone who's owned a business and understands some more of those aspects.
Now, how do you not grow that attachment towards the family?
Sometimes it just happens, but you do your best to just, you're there, you sympathize with them, you take care of them, but you try not to obsess over it. You have to do your very best to not take it home with you. This career path is something that becomes part of your life, whether you like it or not. You're on call, you get the calls at 4 in the morning, but you can't be thinking about it while you're at home. You have to wait till you get back to work.
Well, you being a college student, what has been your favorite aspect of being a college student?
Favorite aspect of being a college student is the freedom to take the courses that I have, such as world religions and film and sociology, and just kind of see what the world has to offer, and then see how I can, use it to my advantage to move forward the way I want to.
Well, thank you, JJ. You're an inspiration to current and future students everywhere. Thank you once again for coming on the show with us, and this has been another encouraging episode of Future. Your future's right there in front of you. You just have to make the right step forward. Thanks for stopping by once again, and we will see you next time here on FCTV. Take care.